Monday night means it's time to put more money toward my Roth IRA. And this week, I've got 2 new savings challenge games to share with you. Plus, we're going to finish up the box challenge that we've been working on for a few months now. Welcome to Ready, Budget, Game. Welcome back to Ready Budget Go. My name is Drew, and on this channel we talk about household budgeting, saving money, and achieving our financial goals. So if those sound like things that you vibe with, please consider subscribing, hit the like button, and leave me a comment down below, because I'd love to hear from you. This is Editing Drew here, and I had recorded a different intro to this video already that leads into the first game, but I didn't have my microphone on. And I only realized it after I'd recorded the initial intro and then this segment here with the first set of games. So the first games are quiet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert that clip, and you'll be listening to voiceover Drew for the duration of those. And then the microphone picks up later on as we get to the fourth game that we play. I think it's after we finish Junior's Restaurants. So without further ado, here's that first clip where we start with Loteria. Let's play Loteria. So Loteria, if you haven't seen it before, it is a bingo type game that comes from the Spanish-speaking world. And instead of, on your bingo card or your Loteria card, instead of numbers, you have pictograms. And instead of using bingo balls, you use playing cards. And the playing cards have symbols on them that correspond to the pictograms on the card. Now, obviously, not every card that is in the deck will be on the Loteria card, and there are multiple Loteria cards, so you can play it with multiple people. Now, the way that I've adapted this into a savings challenge game is that I shuffle up the cards, and then I start dealing, and every time I match one of the symbols on the cards to one that's on my card, I put a chip on, and I'm looking for a Loteria, so a line of 4. And when I get that, I will stop playing and then save $1 for every chip that is on the card. So let's get going here. And the first one was El Pino. And if I don't have it, I'm just moving on. This is El Valiente. And we did have that one. Next up is El Alacran. We didn't have. Then El Gallo, we did have. Next, El Bandolon. And I don't see it. El Negrito, which we didn't have. El Tambor, which is there at the bottom. El Apache, we didn't have that. El Mundo, no. El Catrine, we did have up in the right corner. El Cotoro, and I don't see that one, but we've got other birds, so that's what took me a minute. La Corona, we didn't have. El Borracho, no. La Palma, no. El Cantarito, no. La Campana, no. El Pajaro, yes, we have that. Mark that one off. Now we've got the watermelon for a Loteria, potentially. La Garza, we did have. El Arbol, we had that. So now the watermelon would give us 2 Loterias. Now we've got La Chalupa, we don't have that. El Gorrito, we have. So that opens up another possibility there with the regular melon. El Pescado, no. El Musico, no. El Barril, no. La Botella, no. El Caso, no. La Luna, no. La Escalera, no. La Pera, no. El Corazon, no. Las Jaras, yes. El Violoncheo, no. And La Sandia, the watermelon, yes. We finally have a Loteria. We actually have 2 Loterias. And if I were saving bigger amounts, then I would save for both of those, but I'm just going to save the $10 for all of the 10 numbers that were marked off. So I'm going to give the cards a quick shuffle here to mix them up for the next time. Next week, we'll play the Millennial Loteria again. We switch off between the two each week. So just giving those a quick shuffle, and then I'm going to, what do I do next here? Pull out the binder, pull the chips off the card, and I will get out the $10 and stick that in the Loteria envelope. I got to get the card to the side here. The ones that I bought, this is the original game, and so the cards are not coded, so they're a little tough to maneuver. Okay, so that's everything for Loteria. Excuse me. Next is Sust, and I will try to remember the questions and my rationale for why I picked the answers that I picked. So this game is a would you rather game, and I do 2 per week, and option A is $2, option B is $3, option C is $5. So reading the card here, it says, I'm thinking of buying an old house. The owner tells me it has a secret underground tunnel. I'm A, more likely to buy it, B, less likely to buy it, C, not interested in buying it. And so what I'm doing here is I'm getting out another card since this is the last question on the card. So now I'm reading the question. This would have been allowed had the reading aloud had the audio preserved. So more likely to buy it, less likely to buy it, or not interested in buying it. And I picked option C. And the reason that I picked option C is that if it's got a secret underground tunnel, who knows how many people it's a secret from? I mean, obviously the real estate agent knows about it, so how many other people know about it? And can they get into my house? And I just don't want any part of that. I don't need a secret underground tunnel, so I'm not at all interested in a house like that. So that's going to cost me $5, or it'll save me $5 rather. Okay, so now we're on to the next card, and it says, which smoothie would I be the most reluctant to try? A, pear and blue cheese, B, avocado and chili, and no, they're not avocados, they're avocados, or C, bubblegum and syrup. And, well, none of these sound particularly appetizing. I think pear and blue cheese is the least unappetizing, so I would eliminate that right away from contention. Avocados I do not like at all, but I have a real sensitivity to sweet, especially extreme sweet like bubblegum and syrup. So that is the option that I'm going to choose here. I have a lot of bad memories of bubblegum flavored fluoride at the dentist when I was a kid. That was my least favorite flavor, and sometimes it was a choice between like bubblegum and marshmallow, which is awful. So I'm saving $10 because I got 2 C answers. So we'll put that into envelope number 2. And then from here, we're going to move on to Junior's Restaurants. And Junior's Restaurants is a box challenge that was gifted to me by April from April's Fresh Start and her son Junior. When you buy this challenge or any of the others that her son Junior has made from her Etsy shop, Junior gets 100% of the money, and Mom pays the taxes and the Etsy fees. And then Junior uses that to save for his goals, which could be long-term saving, short-term spending, investing, gifts, and giving. So they do that on Wednesdays, I think, on their channel. So go over and check that out if you haven't already. And I will leave a link down below to April's channel. Now, I've done most of the challenges in here. In fact, the only one that I have left is Junior's Donuts. And right now, I'm just flipping through to make sure that I've finished all the others. There's Search and Saves. That one is a Plinko that I played wrong, but that's okay. This is another, like a Junior's Diner menu, where you pick options from that, and then more Search and Saves, and then a catch-all there at the end. So, for Junior's Donuts, this is like a roll and save challenge where you go around the board, but I've already got most of these checked off. So what I'm doing is I am going to go around the board and just check off any of the ones that I haven't already done, and will save that amount. I've been putting about at least $10 into this challenge every week, and so since this is the last one, I'm just going to finish it, and whatever amount it takes is what it takes. So I'm just getting out a pen here, and then I'll go around and I will mark off the first symbol, which is this 1, so we'll save $1 for that. Okay, and then the next one is a blue donut, and that's $1. Next, another 1, so another $1. Then we've got a yellow donut for $3. So I put 2 back and take out a 5. Okay, next another 1. I had a real hard time hitting the 1s on this challenge for some reason. Now another yellow donut, so I'm going to put back 7 and take out a 10 because the yellow donuts are $3. And then the last, check that off, and then the last one for $1. So a total of $11 is going to go into Junior's Restaurants and finish that out. So I will get the binder back out and put the $11 into the envelope. And I'll put that challenge back, and I will, of course, do a condensing at the end like I always do, and we'll find out exactly how much money Junior's Restaurant saved us. There is some variability in this challenge just because you set your own amounts on Junior's Donuts, and then there's Plinko, which is an X factor, so it's not going to be the same for everybody. But that is everything for Junior's Donuts, and I'll have a new game to take its place next week. But for now, I'm going to leave it in there as a finished challenge, and of course, I will total it up at the end. So that is the first 3 games that we always play. I am going to break the video here. We'll come back and we'll pick up at the 12 Days of Christmas, which is where the marker is. And that is when the original audio will resume, so it'll be contemporaneous with me talking as I'm playing, and then we'll move through the rest of the binder from there. So join me here in just one sec when I get out everything and we'll do the 12 face cards. Okay, we're back with the 12 face cards, and before I get started, I want to apologize. I realized I didn't have my microphone on, so I've turned it on now. Hopefully the audio quality is better. For the first part of the video, I'll see what I can do to clean it up in editing, but at any rate, from here on out, the audio should be at least better than it was, if not pristine. Okay, so the 12 face cards, I actually have a deck of cards, so to speak. These look like oversized bandages to me, but it is a standard deck of playing cards. So I'm going to use this because it's the only other deck of cards that I have on hand. I got these in a bag, like a grab bag, like they sell at the thrift store, with some other things that I wanted, and I thought, okay, I'll hang on to these in case I ever need a backup, and I need a backup. So I'm going to give these a shuffle as best as I can. I have no idea how I'm actually going to accomplish this because I don't think I've ever shuffled these cards before. Oh, goodness. Well, not the most satisfying shuffle in the world, but I think it got them somewhat mixed. Let's try it again. Maybe if I go at it at an angle. Yeah, that's about as good as it's going to get. Okay, and I'm going to give them a cut. And then I am going to deal until I get a face card. So if you haven't seen this challenge before, there are 12 of these different scratch-off savings challenges in the bundle, one corresponding to each face card in a standard deck of playing cards. They're in bridge order, so it starts with spades, then it goes to hearts, then it goes to diamonds, and finally into clubs. On the back, it describes what that card is supposed to represent. So, King of Hearts is Charlemagne, who was the first Holy Roman Emperor, Charles the Great. So the cards each have 12 scratch-off stickers on them. So what I do is I deal until I get the face card, and then I roll to see which one to scratch, and we go from there. So let's get to dealing, and let's see which one we're doing today. Oh, Queen of Clubs, right off the bat. So we're going to do Lady Argea, and she is a figure from Greek mythology. So we've already scratched off 3, so there's 9 left. I'm going to get out a D10 and we'll roll that. And I'll just roll it here on the board so that I'm not wasting too much time. And because the first one I saw is a percentage dice, we'll just use that. We improvise here. So let's give it a roll. And we got 30, so we'll do 3. 1, 2, 3 right here. And now I need to get out my little scratch tool, aka a quarter. And we're going to save $3 this week. So sometimes I might do a second one because it's low, but because I want to make sure that I've got enough to play the new games, I am just going to stop there. So we'll put Lady Argea back. These are also numbered down here at the bottom. If you don't want to use a deck of cards, you could just roll a die, a 12-sided die, and that can tell you which one to play. It's another option. So let me set these aside, and we will put $3 into the 12 face cards here at the end, envelope 12. And then we'll go back to the front. We've already played in envelope 1, 2, and 3 because we do those every week. So we're going to go to envelope 4, which is Dicetropolis. And I will get out the Dicetropolis cards, which are right here. And a D12 and the Dicetropolis dice. Because if there's one thing that I am, it's always prepared. So there's the Dicetropolis dice, and there's a D12. So we're going to roll the D12, and that's going to tell us which game we're going to play. And then I will use the Dicetropolis, or the Dicetropolis dice to play the game. So we'll close this up for now. And the D12 says we're going to play game number 10, which is Tetra. So let's get out the dice. We only need 4 to play Tetra. So if you haven't seen this game before, I will explain the rules briefly. So it says roll 4d6 dice and try to make the best hand possible according to the ranking table, which is over here. You may re-roll 1 or more dice, but only once. When you are finished rolling, save the amount according to the ranking table. So let me get out a dry erase marker so that I can record my rolls here, and let's see how we do. Okay, so we've got 2 1s, a 4, and a 5. So I'm going to save the 1s because that's a pair. So we've got 1 pair here. And then we've got a 5 and a 6. So our hand is 1, 1, 6, 5. Okay, so 1 pair is 2 times the pair value. The pair value is 1, so we're going to save $2. And this one I will play one more time, just because that was only $2. So in this roll, we've got 2 3s, a 4, and a 6. So we're going to save the 3s one more time. And we got another 3 and a 1. So we're going to save 3, 3, or we're going to write 3, 3, 3, 1. And 3 of a kind, we're going to save 3 times the dice value. So 3 3s, so we're going to save $9. So we're going to save $11 total going into Dicetropolis. And I should have known that I was going to get a really high number the second time because I decided, I'm going to play again because $2 isn't bad. So then I got a really high number, and that's just kind of how it goes. So dry erase comes right off. Dicetropolis is available in my Etsy, in my Etsy shop, with or without the dice, as a physical product and as a digital download. If you buy the physical product, you get it on this nice glossy coated paper where you can use a wet erase or a dry erase, and it will wipe right off. So let's go to the binder. I will put $11 in. Okay, and then we'll play Dicetropolis 2, which requires D4 dice, so let me get those cards out, as well as the D4 dice. I'll just swap them for the original Dicetropolis dice. There we go. This one, if you order from me, you can also get the dice with this one. The color of the dice will be random, but they will all match. And this one only requires up to 3 D4 dice. So I'm going to pull all of them out. And we'll set them here. Set that to the side. And then we'll roll the D12, and that'll tell us which game we're going to play. Number 8. 8 is Strikeout. The rules say roll 2 D4 dice. Score 1 point for every roll that does not contain a 1. If you roll a 1, it counts as an out. If both dice roll 1, then it's game over, even if there is another out remaining. Continue rolling until you have used all 3 outs or until a doubles of 1 has been rolled. When the game ends, save $1 for each point. Okay, so let's give it a roll. We just need 2, and let's see how we do. So a 1 and a 4, so we've already got an out. Roll them again. 4 and a 4. Okay, so we're going to score 1. And we got 2 1s, so that's the other 2 outs. So we're going to save $1, and we're going to play again because $1 is not enough. Okay, we've got a 4 and a 2, so we're good here. 2 4s. A 1 and a 4, so that's an out. A 1 and a 3, so that's another out. And 2 1s. Okay, so we're out. So we're going to save $2 for that game. So a total of $3 going into Dicetropolis 2. In general, Dicetropolis 2 will save lower amounts than the original Dicetropolis, but you can always make the games whatever you need them to be. If $1 and $2 isn't enough, multiply. If you have a high dollar value in Dicetropolis in the original, add the digits together and save that amount. Make it work for your budget. So that's Dicetropolis 2, and I will get the binder out that I just put the game on top of, so clear everything out of the way here. We're in envelope 5 for Dicetropolis 2. Now, in envelope number 6 is a new game, and it's Dicequarium. This also requires 3d6 dice, but I am going to use the special ones. Well, they're not all that special. I think I have them in here. Nope, I don't. So I am just going to use, let's see, I'll use these three blue dice here. You can buy the Dicequarium game with the dice for me if you like. It will come with 3 small aqua-colored dice. I had them out earlier when I was filming the launch video, and I don't know what I did with them. So they're here somewhere, but for the purposes of keeping things moving along, I will just use these 3. Okay, so let me get out the Dicequarium cards. And this one has 8 games, so I'm also going to need a D8, and that will tell us which game we're going to play. And I should have just kept a D8 out. Okay, there's a D8. All right, finally ready here. So we'll give the D8 a roll. And it's number 1, which is on the back of the dashboard. So let's get out the dashboard, of course, after all of that. So game number 1 is Barracuda. And in Barracuda, you have a Barracuda number. If the date is even, the Barracuda number is 2. If the date is odd, the Barracuda number is 1. So today is the 28th, so the Barracuda number is 2. And so I'm going to roll, and it says, roll 2d6 dice and track the number of rolls. Continue rolling until the Barracuda number comes up on at least 1 die. Once you roll the Barracuda number, it's game over. Save $1 for each safe roll. Roll the Barracuda number on the first roll, play again, and save double the total number of safe rolls. So let's give it a roll, and let's see what happens here. Okay, so we've got 2 4s. So we're safe so far. And there's the Barracuda number. Okay, so we're going to save $1 for that game, and let's play it again. So we've got a pair of 1s. So thankfully it's not an odd number day, because then we would have been out. A 1 and a 4, so we're safe again. A 1 and a 6. 5 and a 6. Again, it doesn't matter what the numbers are as long as it's not a 2. 4 and a 4. And there's our 2. In fact, we got 2 of them, so we're out. So we're going to save $5. So a total of $6 going into Barracuda. So I'm going to wipe this off. When the launch video drops, which will be at 9 p.m. Pacific time, midnight Eastern tonight, so same day as this video is going live, I will explain how to play all of the games. But for now, we're going to put $6 into Dicequarium, along with the dashboard. So you'll notice that this is an envelope number 6, and so for the time being, I have taken out left, center, right, and I have also taken out flip 7. They will come back eventually. I enjoy playing both of those, but I had to make room. So with Junior's Restaurants being done, there will be another game to take that one's place next week. So come back for that for sure. Next up is Fruit Machine, and this is going to be a super fun one, but I need to find the dice for it. So let me break the video here. I'll get the dice out and the game card, and we'll play the Fruit Machine next. All right, it's time to play the Fruit Machine. And the Fruit Machine is basically like a slot machine, but it's a savings game, and you play with dice. So I had these dice custom made. This is another product that's launching on my Etsy shop tonight. And you get 2 dashboards, and you get these 3 custom dice that have all the different symbols on them. So the reason why you get 2 dashboards is because on the reverse side, are the rules or the save table. So it tells you how much you save for getting 3 of a kind for any of these. Cherries, if you get those, you would save smaller amounts if you don't get all 3. And then it says all other rolls save $1. So if you have a random assortment of symbols and no cherries, then you would save $1. May hold dice and re-roll up to 3 times. Those are the rules that I've written. You may not like those rules. And if you hate those rules, you don't like the amounts, you don't like the re-rolls or whatever, there is a way to make your own. So this one, all of those are blank. You can fill in the amounts, you can fill in what all the other rolls would save, and you can decide how many times you get to re-roll. It's up to you. Just like with all of my other dice-based savings challenge games, this is glossy stock paper, so you can write on this. If you want to save $20 here, you can do that, and you can easily wipe it off with a cloth if you're using dry erase. You could also use wet erase, it'll last a little bit longer. I wouldn't recommend a Sharpie unless you're sure you're never going to change them. I can't guarantee that the ink will take to this stock of paper, and getting it off, like with alcohol, will wear off the finish as well. So, fair warning on using Sharpies, but wet erase, dry erase, both will work fine. So I'm going to use the standard rules, and we're going to give this a whirl and see what we save with the Fruit Machine. So these 3 dice come with it. And let's see what we get here. So we've got a diamond, a lemon, and an orange. So I'm going to go for the gusto, and I'm going to save the diamond. So we've got 3 more rolls now to get 2 more diamonds. We got 1 more diamond. Roll number 3, watermelon. Roll number 4, last roll, watermelon. Okay, so what we ended up with was kind of a bupkis. So all other rolls will save $1. So we're going to save $1. And let's try it again and see if we can get 3 of a kind. Oh, and right, just like that. We got 3 oranges. 3 oranges save $6, so let's save 6. And I'm going to play 1 more time. Okay, 2 watermelons and an orange. So I'm going to save the watermelons. Well, I'll set aside the watermelons. Roll again, and we got our 3 watermelons. So $7 more. So, yeah. 5, 7. I don't have any more 10s, so I'm going to exchange these 2 1s for a 2, though. And that is Fruit Machine. You can do it as many times as you want. And like I say, if you don't like these amounts, you don't like these rules, you can certainly make your own. You get both of the cards. These are A5 size, and you get all 3 dice when you order from me on my Etsy shop. All right, but let's put the $14 into the binder. And this will be in number 7, along with the dashboards. And then I'm going to put these 3 dice away, and I will take out the dice for quicks. And while I'm in here, I'm going to take out the scorecard too, because I will need that. Let's get set up for playing quicks. I had to leave quicks in here because I love it too much to take it out. I think the quicks is probably going to be a permanent or at least semi-permanent fixture of my savings challenge game nights. If you haven't seen quicks before, it's a lot like Shut the Box, but with a twist. Instead of playing with only 2 dice, you play with 3, and you have to use exactly 2 dice to make the number that you take off. Now, when you buy Quicks, which is commercially available, you will get 6 dice, 2 white, a red, a yellow, a green, and a blue. And I have just been using the 2 white dice and whatever die is for the row that we're playing. So I'm going to take out the 2 white and the green and the blue. There we go. Put the blue back. And let's give it a play. Oh, I'm going to need a marker here too. So let's use this one. This is a brush tip marker, but it'll work. Okay, so let's give it a roll and let's see how we do. Okay, so we got 5, 4, and 2. So we've got 6, we've got 7, and we've got 9. So I'm going to take the 9. I'm going to leave the other 2 because I might need those later to get me out of trouble. 2, 2, and 5, so we've got 4 and 7. I'm going to mark off 4. I've explained the rules for this, most weeks that I play it. Ooh, good. 12 and 9. So I'm going to take 12. Well, I have to take 12. It's the only move I can make. So if you're looking for more in-depth rules, go back and watch some of my older videos where I describe in detail how to play Quicks, or how I've adapted Quicks to be a savings challenge game. All right, so 5 is the only move we can make here because we've already taken off 4. Okay, so we've got 7, 9, and 10. So I'm going to take 10. I'm tempted to take 7 as well, but I'm going to leave it just because we still need an 11, a 2, and a 3. And there's our 2 and 3. So 11, 6, 7, and 8. Whoops, reroll. We got the 11 anyway. So we are going to take 11, and then we've also got 10 and 9, which are already gone. So all we need is 6, 7, and 8. The 3 easiest numbers to roll. Come on. We got 8. That's all we can do there. We need 6 and 7. How about a 5, a 2, and a 1? A 6, a 3, and a 1. That'll work because we can take 7. And now we just need to roll a 6. Come on, 6. No. Oh, so close. But we're going to save $6. And since there's only one game left on here, I'm going to go ahead and finish the card because I think the other side is already done. Yep, it is. Okay. So that's pretty good. We've been doing really well on this side. We had 1 number left over here, 2 left over here, and just 1 left over here. So let's see if maybe we can finish the whole row this time. 1, 1, and 1, so I guess we're taking the 2. That's all we can do. Okay, roll again. 2, 3, and 4. So we've got 5, 6, and 7. So let's take the 5 for sure. I think I'm going to leave the 6 and 7. 5, 5, and 4. So we've got 9 and 10. I'll take both of those. 3, 3, and 4. So we've got 6 and 7. I'm going to take the 6. Glad I left it earlier so I didn't have to waste my 7. 6, 1, and 3. So we've got 7, 9, and 4. So I'm going to take the 4. I'm still going to leave the 7. 2, 2, and 6. We've got 4 and we've got 8. So we're going to take 8. I need high numbers. 6 and 5. 6, 6, 5 would be great. 6, 4, 1. Okay, so we've got 5, 7, and 10. 5, 7, and 10. So 7's what we have to take. So we need really high or really low, preferably really high. Come on, dice. 1, 1, and 4. Well, not that low. Okay, so we're done. So we've got 12, 11, and 3 left. So that's 23 plus 3 is 26. 2 plus 6 is 8. Because I don't save generally more than about $12 or $15 per line here. So... oh, and I used the wrong die. Maybe that's why I didn't make it. I should have swapped that out for the blue die. Oh well. I'm not going to re-roll that whole row. But I am going to save $14 altogether. So 10, 12, 14. And this card is done. So the next time I go into... I'm looking for the binder here. Next time I go into my storage bin, I will take out another scorecard for Quicks. Okay. Slide these in here. And then let's move on and let's play Tucano and Dicefecta and maybe the 12 Days of Christmas. We're probably not going to get there, but maybe. I'll take all 3 of those out, we'll give it a roll, and we'll see how we do. So here's Tucano, and this game is still relatively new. I've played it, I think, twice before, and so I'll explain the rules again as I start dealing the cards here, but I'm going to give them a shuffle first. In Tucano, I'm dealing myself 6 cards, and then I am saving according to what position the cards are in. And that'll make more sense as I deal them out here. This game is commercially available, but I bought this at a specialty game store. I think it's made in Switzerland, so it's probably not available at, Walmart, Target, places like that. But let's get to dealing, and then I'll talk about scoring and see how much we're going to save. So there's 1, 2, 3, and we got a toucan, so I have to look up and see what that toucan means, because the toucans do special things, and I wrote them all down, but of course I've forgotten. So let's see. So the toucan with the reverse mark means remove the last card. Okay, so we are going to remove this card from play, and we're going to remove this one, we're going to burn it, and we'll deal a replacement for here, but we have nothing in the 2 position, and that's fine. Oh, we've got another one, another toucan. So this toucan, the mask, it says, swap first and last cards. Okay, so we'll do that toward the end, but I am going to do another card here to replace this one. So I'm going to set this up here. So that's in the 3rd position. And then 4, 5, oh dear, and 6. Okay, so now I save according to position, but first we need to swap the first and the last card. So there and there. So that's that one done. So each card, well, most of the cards have these numbers on them, and the numbers vary according to what position in the deck they are. So you can kind of see how they're stacked up here. So if this is in the 1st position, it's 1. 2nd position is 1. 3rd position 9. 4th position 20. There's nothing for 5 or 6, so I count those as zeros. Cards that look like this, I'm using left for even, right for odd. So this is in the 3rd position, odd, so this is going to be a 3. So 1 plus 3, that's 4. This is in position 4, and there is no 4 here, so this one is dead to me. 5, that's 15. And then 6 is even, so minus 1. So this is 14 plus, again, 4, so 18 total. I'm not going to save 18. I'm going to add the 1 and the 8, and I will save $9, and that's how I'm playing Tucano. So a little bit of a more cerebral game with some more intricate rules, but it's something different. You know, I'm not afraid to try games that have unique cards or unique, just something that is out of the norm. I try to keep the ones that I make for my Etsy shop fairly simple and straightforward. But for my own purposes, I like doing things that are a little different. Okay, so that's Tucano for this week. So I'll set those aside, and I'll take out the binder here, and we'll grab $9. So 5, 7's last of the 2s, 8, and 9. And that is in envelope number 9. And again, this is one of those games. It has totally different rules if you play it with other people, but I have adapted it to be a savings challenge game. Okay, so next up is Dicefecta. So Dicefecta is another roll and save game. It is available in my Etsy shop. It's on the same glossy stock paper, A5 cards. And so I need my dry erase marker back out here. Where did I put it? Somewhere where I'd never find it. There it is. Okay. So with Dicefecta, I'm going to roll a d8, and that's going to tell us which game we're going to play. If you purchase this from me in my Etsy shop, it will optionally come with dice. You don't have to get the dice from me. Like I say, it's an option. But if you do get the dice from me, they will match the color of the card. So the d6 is blue, the d8 is green, the d8 is purple, the d10 is green, and the d12 is red. But let's roll the d8, the purple die here, and let's see which game we're going to play. So number 3, which is going to be a d8 game, it's going to be card A for d8. So if you haven't seen Dicefecta before, you roll the die, and you mark off the numbers that you roll. If you re-roll the same number, you just roll it again, move on. And you keep rolling until you fill up one of these 4 sections. Then you yell Dicefecta, and you save according to whether you're doing it high budget, medium budget, or low budget, and I'll explain that once we finish the game. But for now, let me get out the dice tray here, put this here since I'm left-handed, and let's see what we do. So we've got 8, so we're going to mark off the 8s. 3, there's the 3. 6, okay. 3 again, we already have that. 2. And 1. Dicefecta. So that's the only one. So we've got Dicefecta here. So we've got a total of 11. Now, if you're playing high budget, that is what you would save. 8 plus 2 plus 1, you'd save $11. Medium budget, you would save $1 for every number that you've knocked off the card. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So medium is 7. Low budget, you would save the amount of the last roll, which for us is 1. So we've got 11 for high budget. That's these 3 numbers. We've got 7, which is the total number of marks on the card, or we've got 1, which is the last roll. And I think, well, let's see. I am just going to save $1 so that we can do the 12 days of Christmas, and then we will have made it all the way through the book. There's certainly no shame in doing low budget. It makes your money last longer. It makes you able to play more games. And I will do that periodically just for any number of reasons. Sometimes low rolling is the way to go. So let me put this away. Oops, that doesn't go there. That goes back here in this organza bag. Seal those up. We'll put away the Dicefecta cards. Also, on the front of Dicefecta, or on the back of the Dicefecta cards, rather, they are all the same. So if you want, you can mix them up on the table and then just pick one at random and save that. You also get a card that has all of the instructions on it, and that is separate from the dashboard for this game. So let's go back to the binder, and we're putting $1 big into Dicefecta. Okay, then we'll get out the 12 Days of Christmas cards, and we'll see which one we are going to do this week. And probably it will be only one. So 12 Days of Christmas is a scratch and save challenge that is available in my Etsy shop. There are 12 cards, plus you do get a dashboard. And each card has an image of a stamp on it from Christmas Island, which is a territory in the Indian Ocean. Back in the 1970s, they released a commemorative set of postage stamps that, each correspond to one of the different days of Christmas with whatever that day is for. So this is the 10 Lords of Leaping card. And so I have made the savings challenge to where each card has the same number of spots on it that is for that day of Christmas. So here's the second day of Christmas, the two turtle doves, and it has 2 scratchers on it. The first day of Christmas has only 1, and I put a challenge completed sticker on here so there's no spoilers on what that 1 number is. All right, so let's give a D12 die a roll, and that'll tell us which card we're going to work on today. 1 we've already done. 4. So the 4 calling birds. Let's go to that one right here, and there's only 1 scratch left on here, so let's see what it is. And, ooh, it's $12. Okay, so I'm going to be over this week, and that's okay. It's not too much over, and it all goes to the Roth IRA anyway. So how much do we have here? We have 5, 6, 7, 8, so I need 4 more dollars. 1, 2, 3, and 4, which means game night took $104. So that $4 will come out of one of the challenges on Wednesday. I will put a challenge completed sticker on this one as well so that we know it's done. I'm going to set these aside, and we'll set this over here for right now. I'll put this into envelope number 11, which is the 12 Days of Christmas. It can't be in envelope 12 because the 12 face cards is in envelope 12. I suppose I could make 2 envelope 12s, but that wouldn't do me a whole lot of good. Okay, so right in there. And I will put the clip back on the 12 face card. So we will start there again next week once we finish with Loteria and Sust. Okay, so that is all done. And now, ooh, binder barely closes. So must be time for a condensing. So I'm going to reset up the cash tray. We'll come back and we'll condense all these envelopes. Okay, so now my favorite part of the video, probably, is consolidating and condensing this bad mama jama. So let's open it up and let's do all the envelopes, because we touched every envelope this week. So inside of Millennial Loteria, we have 100, 200, 20, 40, and 50. So we're going to take the 2 20s and the 10, and we'll put in 50, Envelope number 2 for Sust, we have 50, 70, 80, 85, 87, so nothing we can do there. And in Junior's Restaurants, which is next, we get to see the grand total of how much we saved with this box challenge. So we saved 100, 200, 250, 270, 280, 285, 287, 288, and $289. So darn near $300. Pretty good. There is some variability to this challenge. There are some 2x on the search and save, and there's also a roll and save challenge. There's also a like a catch-all that you can use, which I didn't use. So your mileage will vary on how much this box challenge will save you. Then in Dicetropolis, we have 100, 200, 250, 270, 280, 290, 292, 3, and 4. So let's swap the 2 1s for a 2. Oh, I don't have any more that have stickers. And the 2 10s for a 20. If I get any more 2s, I'll try to remember to come back to that envelope. All right. Envelope number 5, Dicetropolis 2, Dice Harder, is, or has rather, a big mess. Okay, 20, 30, 32, 34, 35, 36. So I'm going to take the 2 2s and the 1 and swap that for a 5. So we're up to $36. But we just started in this one. We haven't been playing this near as long as we've been playing the original Dicetropolis. And like I said, Dicetropolis 2, Dice Harder, will save you smaller amounts than Dicetropolis will. And I'm just going to go back in here and swap out this 2 for one that has a sticker on it. Okay. So that's that. Envelope number 6 is Dicequarium. And even though we just started this, I'm going to check. Nope, just $6. That's what I thought I remembered. 6 in envelope 6. Fruit Machine might also be okay. Nope, we got 10, so let's take the 2 5s out and put a 10 in. Oh, and there was a 2 in here. Make sure that's all consolidated. There were 2 2s in here. So do I have 2 that have a sticker on them? I think I just have the 1. Yeah. Well, I'll take 1 for now. Now I'll have to remember to come back to this envelope if I get one that has a sticker on it. All right, Quicks has a whole lot. 100, 200, 250, 270, 290, 300, and 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so first things first, let's take this 100 out. And yes, I could leave one of the 5s in, but I think this just makes it cleaner. So there's 300. I will try to get another Barracuda placeholder in here. Okay, and then we've got 8. So I'm going to put 6 back and take a 5 and a 1. Ah, goodness. How did I end up with that 2 left over? Okay. So 308. Great. I love playing Quicks. I could play it for the entire video. So where was that other 2? Was it in here? Yes. Okay. I like the ones with stickers because they're easier to separate and easier to handle. So, okay. Oh, and then the scorecard needs to go in here. I did grab a new scorecard for Quicks for next time. All right, let's look into Kano. So after the third playing, we have 25, 27, 29, 30, 31. So I'll take the 5, the 2 2s, and the 1 back, and we will replace that with a 10. So still 31. Dicefecta has 50, 70, 80, 85, 87, 89, $90. So let's put back the 10, the 5, the 2s, and the 1. And take out another 20. The 12 Days of Christmas, and I didn't mention it earlier, but this challenge saves $500 when it's complete. So in it, it has 100, 50, 70, 80. Hang on. Swapping a 20 here. 50, 70, 80, 81, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93. So I'm going to keep 1. 50, 70, 90, 92, 93. I think sometimes it is just easier to count out the total amount and then get the bills right, rather than trying to swap, X number of low denominations for Y number of high denominations. Okay, 193, so almost halfway there. Almost 40% of the way there, I guess. And then we've got the 12 face cards, which only got $3, but that might be enough to make a meaningful swap. So let's see. 100, 200, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12. So we're going to take the 5, the 2s, and the 1, and we'll turn that into a 10. So we've still got 212. And this saves a whole bunch of money, well over $2,000. So it's got a long way to go yet. So that is, let me put the clip back on. That is everything consolidated. Thank you so much for watching this week, and especially for watching me play the 2 new games, which are Dicequarium and Fruit Machine. Again, those are both available on my Etsy shop starting at 9 p.m. Pacific time tonight as of the day that this video launches. And that's midnight Eastern time, so go on and check those out. The link to my Etsy shop is down in the description. Again, thank you so much for watching, and for watching all the way to the end and going through the condensing with me. If you enjoyed the video, please leave it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below so that I know you were here. Subscribe if you haven't already, and until I see you in the next one, which will be Wednesday for the Savings Challenge books, where we're going to probably finish one of them, take care.